So this is a quick note about integrating new information from the books that I'm reading and things that are happening in my life and bringing it all together. And it seems like choices are really what freedom is about. And it's the inner liberation that I've been talking about. And recently, Eileen McKusick was talking also about this freedom and what that means to her from an electric body perspective, which is that when you are truly free, that is the freedom of your information field and all of the electromagnetic connectivities within the body and in the field are free to move and go where it's needed to go and to be in flow so that the voltage is high and strong and creates a protected way of being, and that is what she's calling freedom. And so I'm tying that in with a lot of other concepts and putting those pieces together. I'm reading Michael Tsarion's Disciples of the Mysterium, and it's all about selfhood and individuation and being in touch with the imperial self and the true essence of your soul and your spirit is actually the self, in that you are here in this body to create self or soul. And just so you know, I'm always making these recordings while I'm out on a walk. And so you're going to hear this breathing. So I apologize if that's annoying, but that's just the way it is. And maybe that will encourage you to take some deep breaths and really get a sense of where your breathing is at right now and throughout the day. I know that for myself, I tend to go with a shallow type of breath. And so when I go out on these walks, I'm walking up hills, I'm really getting my heart moving, and it's forcing the oxygen to go deeper into my lungs. So that's what you're hearing. And it's also the time when I just feel that my biofield is reorganizing and getting more attuned with nature, and thoughts come in, and making these recordings has been helpful for me to have a receptacle for the information to kind of be re-looked at again later, or maybe even posted exactly as it is. But it's really for me, and sometimes I share and sometimes I don't. But today, it's all about reflecting on how we have choices. Everything is a new place. Every time you take a breath, every time you turn your eyes, really the whole point is like you're free to make choices. And so some people are, here's the options of choices, right? You have results that are beneficial and results that are non-beneficial. And they're either supporting the syntropy or life instinct to thrive and be alive, or it's a choice that results in entropy, which is the breakdown of the life force. Sort of not you taking out good and evil at this point, or casting accountability or blame onto something else. And so how freaking powerful is that when you place yourself at the center of all the choices in every moment, from the choice to engage in certain types of thinking, which can lead into certain types of behaviors and actions. You can stay in a pattern. You can choose to stay in a pattern. And you can choose something new. But humans, as I reflect on some of the situations I'm dealing with lately that kind of tie into greater themes that really perplex me, is that why does some of us, and even occasionally, you or me or just your average person, anybody, what is it that creates the instinct to sort of self-destruct? Because I can say for myself, I have an instinct for life, to thrive, and to care for myself and for those around me. And then I find I think my mind can't fathom this reflection that I'm seeing in our collective humanity, and also just in individuals, we'll say, of total lack of care, lack of self-knowledge, lack of the instinct for it is gone. And so there's no, it's just to be blind. It's like people who are maybe toxic on the inside, are sort of spilling that out everywhere. And so there's a lot of garbage, maybe. There's a lot of falling apart, fragmenting. Things are out of order, lack of orderliness, wholeness, broken people. And I'm curious about what that's all about and what can be done. From here at this point, I find that to be so large of a collective sort of issue that I really have taken it back down to what Michael Tsarion is talking about, which is the self and establishing order within oneself, and and just as a matter of resonance, when we claim that sort of inner sovereignty and authority over our own being, then that is a sort of like an immune cell, like bringing in something strong and resilient that's reflecting the life principle, which is like wholeness, coming together of all the ancestral psychosoma things that are happening in our psyches with this just schisming, fragmenting. Keep saying that, but that's really what I've been seeing as I look out and witness what I am definitely reflecting on something personal that's happening that I'm not going to get into with, but yeah. So it brings up a lot of things, and I have boiled it into this matter of choice. And certainly there are some circumstances where it's out of control, right? But what I'm talking about is your choice on an interior position. Because there's definitely circumstances, but there's ways to perceive reality, different ways to perceive circumstances and experiences. And so it's just something to ponder. Share that. It's going on rolling around in my world this morning. But my choice today is to be really thankful that a situation that I was dealing with did not end up in the worst possible case scenario, but actually turned out to be super peaceful. And so it helped me kind of slow down my response to other people that I may outright assume are going to be hostile. But and just not be so quick to that, but also it's like you have to have a good sense of boundary and knowing the real potential threats that are there, so that you know. But yeah, maybe not be so openly, I don't even know the word, like assuming, maybe judgmental, because you just never know, I guess, other people's circumstances and what that looks like. And anyway, so that's the choice for today, to be thankful for that, and that things can work out if you hold that intention to have it be worked out in the best way for all the individuals who are involved in whatever complicated issue is presenting. So the last thing I'll say to tie it all together is that I've been listening to a lot of Eileen McKusick's recorded audio tuning sessions, and I've really done a lot of work in the feet and the knees recently, which I will say, if you want to really get down into it, like, that has a lot to do with freedom, steps of choices that you are making and how you feel about them. And oftentimes we can get stuck in these areas when we become feeling like we're being mired perhaps on the left side, or stuck with any attachment problems of needing to let go of something, creating resistance there. While on the right side, this is all about moving into the next step, and being free on the right side is kind of removing those obstacles that are usually placed there by the self as kind of like a self-sabotage. So there's different fears and holdups on that side as well. And so the knees and the feet are all about spontaneous liberation and freedom to move and dance and play and be open to new pathways, moving on, and can easily let things go, come and go. So I'll leave you with that little thought, and maybe you will have a little more awareness today about choices that you're making, even on the micro level to the grander life shifting choices. And then get in touch with your knees and your feet, and what are you noticing in your body when you are thinking and feeling about what the next move is. How does your body want to move? All right. And so have a wonderful day and enjoy yourself, and be thankful for the peace that comes your way. And you can be like a tuning fork and be peace within yourself. All right. Bye-bye.